Hello again, guys. We are back tonight, as promised, back-to-back episodes. This time, we are live with the one, the only Omen Black. This is Judas Black, Talks with Judas. How you doing tonight, brother?
Doing good. Hey, by the way, we have no relation whatsoever. We just share the last name Black. I want everyone to know that. There's a lot of
Yes.
there's a lot of guys with the last name Black in this business. I've noticed. We got Judas Black, we got Omen Black, Troy Black, CJ Black. Kind of getting old. People stealing my last name.
Hey, man, we are all trying to form this faction, this triangle faction.
The Black Guys. I'm kidding.
So, we like to give the spotlight to our guests, man. You're fresh on the podcast here tonight. We want to give you a couple minutes to kind of talk about yourself. Talk about your up and comings, where you started wrestling, and what you're currently up to, and what you want to do with yourself here.
Well, I guess Omen Black started back in the yard back in 2021, 2022. That fresh COVID, everyone's buying a ring era. I started there in the yard.
Yeah.
Probably wrestled at IMF for probably a year in the yard. And then we kind of like went that next level. Got venues, got live crowds, went to bars, went to gymnasiums, stuff like that. Traveling, also going to different companies like DKW in Ohio, ROEW in Michigan, XCW in Indiana, WC. We all know how that is. And no, I'm just trying to, I guess what my main mission was at the beginning was to bring like the independent wrestling and backyard wrestling like communities together. And I think I did that when I faced pro wrestling sensation here in Iowa, Damian Saint. I think you know Damian Saint's name. He's what?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Me and Damian had some phenomenal matches together, and soon more to come. But
awesome.
I guess where Owen Black's at now, he is the IMF World Heavyweight Champion. He is the leader of the House of Wolves. He earns this moniker, the Boogeyman of the Midwest. Omen Black is your king of the underground.
Whew. You heard that there, guys. The king of the underground, the boogeyman of the Midwest, just a dominant, brutal force in the Midwest, Omen Black. And you mentioned another name, and we want to say hi to him as well, Damian Saint, also the GM for Midwest Championship Wrestling out of Illinois. So that name is very, very familiar with us, Omen. So let's go ahead and dig into the questions here. We like to, channel down to some questions. If you got stuff you want to talk about in between, man, you're more than welcome to bring it up. So what's the most rewarding part of wrestling to yourself?
Man, I'll tell you this. It's not even knowing I had a good match with my, I guess, dance partner out in the squared circle. It's just seeing that I can give fans just a moment of escape from their day-to-day lives watching me wrestle.
Yeah.
Having kids boo me or cheer for me or scream my name in hate. That's really what it's for. Like, I'll tell you what, that's the greatest drug. Like, cocaine ain't shit like compared to being a wrestler, going out there, people cheering you or yelling your name.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's mainly it is for me, like to give people an escape.
Absolutely. Guys, we've heard that in multiple podcasts, and it is oh so true. being able to give the fans that experience, being able to go out there and just hear them cheering or booing for you, and knowing that whether you're a baby face or a heel in that business, it's the experience with the fans, because the fans are what makes wrestling great. Because if without them, as Jimmy Love said in the last episode, without them, we'd just be looking at a bunch of empty chairs. So, what is your favorite wrestling promotion and why?
Oh, it's here in IMF, hands down.
All right.
It's a company that I help build, I believe, not alone, but with other variety of guys like Soldier GP, Felix Jones, Il Drago, Ox McCoy, and a bunch of others that we've kind of brought IMF to where it's at today. Like we went from the Yard, which I granted it has a black guy in the community, but we took a company from the Yard
Mhm.
to venues now, and we're just always looking to go to the next step. And what's the next step after that?
Okay, absolutely, guys. You heard it. IMF, his home promotion that he loves being a part of, and building slowly, yeah, or quickly, whichever way you look at it. Starting out in the yard, like a lot of promotions do that, man. They start out just wrestling in the yard and letting people come and watch them, and then they move on up and start in venues, and then start making money to be able to keep them shows going is a big thing, and the fans being there to support that definitely makes it worthwhile and makes it go a long way. Um, so, who's your favorite wrestler of all time, and why? Like, why is this wrestler so important to you, and why you like him so much?
I'll give you two answers. My favorite wrestler of all time, and some people that's your choice. New Jack. I love New Jack.
Okay,
I kind of been
okay,
going down this deathmatch hardcore road thanks to my mentor Ox McCoy. You know who you are, and no, I love it. I love doing hardcore shit now, like weed whackers, glass, tubes, tags, all that.
ooh,
Um,
oof,
my favorite wrestler that I've shared the ring with is, like I said, Damien Saint, hands down. He's taught me so much, and I think I taught him a couple things myself. So every time we're in the ring today, it's just magic. We barely talk to each other. We're just out there just doing what we love to do, and the fans love every time we step in the ring together.
okay, absolutely, absolutely, and so. What is a typical day like in the life, like both inside and outside the wrestling world?
Well, who I am really, I'm a construction worker. That's really what I do outside of
Okay,
wrestling, and I love it. I love doing construction. It's good money. It's a good way to support my children, and yeah, I couldn't be any happy. Like, couldn't be happier with what I do. And then my real passion is wrestling, and it's like I'm living out a fantasy, like a dream that I had as a child. And you know that, Judas. Like everyone who's been a wrestler, who
yes,
is a wrestler, they've been wanted to be a wrestler when they were growing up, either watching it at home, playing the video games on
yep,
N64, PlayStation. Everyone who saw wrestling, like, man,
yes.
I want to do that, and it's just
Yes,
a
that is
it's a
very true.
blessing that I'm able to do that.
Yes, no, that's definitely true. I mean, first time I saw wrestling as a kid, I'm like, yeah, I want to do that one day. Like, I want to be a part of
First time
that.
seeing Stone Cold
So,
stun Vince McMahon, I'm like, oh, I want to do that. And now when I'm an adult, I'm like, man, I would love to stun my boss any chance I get.
I want to do it to my real
Yeah,
boss.
my boss
you
ain't Vince
know,
McMahon
and
telling
as
me to do it
everyone,
though. You know what I mean?
yeah, yes, absolutely. And everyone knows, outside of this, I'm a pest control specialist. Like, everybody has had at some point had a regular day job. Outside in the real world, my name is Billy. In the wrestling podcast world, it's Judas. So I had to separate it a little bit because if you go out by the same name, it just gets confusing for
Right.
everyone. So, what are your biggest wrestling goals for the future?
That's real easy. I think just keep evolving IMF and I guess to travel more. That's what I really miss back in my yarder days. Like I was traveling all the time, going to different backyard feds, and that's really what I
Yeah,
miss the most is traveling. Like I mean, I still do a little here and there, but like not as much as I was with at the time my tag team partner Soldier GP. Like we were traveling everywhere and anywhere, and we weren't getting paid for it. That's the beauty. Like we were just doing it because we love wrestling.
yeah. I mean, that's why I'm doing it. I'm not really too much on the line of worried about how much somebody's going to pay me. I mean, the last show I went up and did, I'm not talking too much about it, but I didn't get paid to do that. I did it because I really wanted to do it. It was a fun experience and a chance to be able to, put a little bit of prospect out there and let people see what I can
Hey,
do.
I went to the same place
Um,
you went, buddy. I didn't get paid either. So it's I totally get it.
absolutely, absolutely. So, what advice would you give to someone that's just starting out in the wrestling business?
Train and learn and be patient with yourself and be patient with the progress. Like know your role, like and know your limits. Like know what you can do. Like I know a
Yeah,
guy who's probably like 250, 260 who tries to do luchador shit. I mean, it's cool, but like what's it
know
mean?
your
What's it
limit.
mean though? You're a bigger guy and you're doing that shit. Like what's it supposed to mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like Bronson Reed coming off the top rope with a tsunami.
Right. The only time you see Omen
Man just
Black's
falls right
the
in
only
it.
time you see Omen Black coming off the top rope is on superplexing someone or getting power bombed. Like
Yeah,
I don't do the high flying stuff.
yeah. I mean, I'm 225, and you're not going to catch me bouncing around off ropes and stuff. So, I might be able to, get on the top turnbuckle for a minute and jump off on, do a splash or something, but I'm not doing no backflips all over the ring and bouncing off of things. And my body is not built to do that, unfortunately.
I can moonsault. I've the IMF guys. We were just fucking around one day, and I just went in the middle of the ring in front of everyone, moonsaulted, and just walked out.
Well, I mean, I looked at some of your pictures on your Facebook page, and you are a pretty good sized guy, man. I'm like, holy crap, man! I would not want to face that man in a ring. Like, just destructive. It looks like destruction. It's what it looks like.
That's what brings the fans every time, though. They want to come see what is Omen Black gonna do. Like what? Oh, Omen Black does crazy shit. What's this show gonna be like?
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's
yeah,
every like oh that's the only reason why people come to the shows either. I'm not trying to be egotistical, but I know that's one of the main reasons why.
absolutely. I mean, we met a guy at a recent MCW show, a guy named Hugh Mack. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
ever heard of him, but the Aztec Humac. Oh my God, that dude's a big boy. And I watched him do a chop to A&B Austin Michael Baldridge, and he just chopped it. It sounded like a frying pan or like a firecracker going off. And Austin did this full like flip over the top rope because it hit him so hard. And I was like, man, that is crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, he was just destructive. It's craziness. So,
Man, you can't be
what
a
are
big
your
guy without being destructive. Like that's
no?
I've never seen a big guy be a jobber. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I can agree with that because what are they going to call him? The giant teddy bear? If he's going to be jobbing out to
right. Like
everybody?
it's just it doesn't make sense. If you're a bigger guy, you're a monster among men. You're not going to be a pushover. You're going to be destroying shit. either your body or the ring or your
Yeah.
opponent, most likely. But
Yep. Absolutely. So, what would you say are some of your biggest challenges in balancing wrestling with other aspects of your life?
um, I will say the one thing that really gets me like some days is the time, the quality time with my family and my son. Uh,
Yeah.
just trying to struggle or juggle between my real job, wrestling, sleep, and spending time with kids and my family. Like that's the only thing that I really that I know I've lacked on a little bit doing wrestling, and I'm trying to make that better, trying to make my relationship better with my son. But yeah, that's what I think the
Okay.
most difficult thing is.
No, I mean I completely honestly agree with that because I have two boys myself, 12 and 9 years old, and it can be hard sometimes. Like you're trying to train, you're trying to work, you're trying to spend time with your kids, you're being pulled in multiple directions, and it can be a struggle sometimes. But at the end of the day, as long as you are making sure that you are taking some of that time and giving it to your children, that's what matters, and that they know that you love them and that you care about them.
Right, and
So,
I'm not I'm
um,
not trying to make it sound like I've never like I don't spend time with my kids. He goes to every show of mine, but I know like free time,
awesome.
like he's at the age of 12. He doesn't want to spend time with his old man no more. He wants to go hang out with friends, and
Yeah,
I kind of miss those days where he wanted to spend time with his old man.
yeah. That's the same way with my 12-year-old man. He just wants to go outside, hang out with his friends, and he's a big gamer too. My son is. He just loves his setup. I got him this awesome setup in his room, and he just loves his gaming. And this kid, I will tell you, is one of the smartest people I've ever known on a computer. Like the kid knows so much, makes me feel like an idiot.
See, my 12-year-old, he likes gaming a little bit, but he's really just I guess a savage. Like at 12, he knows how to drive already, like cars, like my truck, my pickup truck, he knows how to drive it already. He just loves getting his hands dirty, and I can appreciate that because I don't want him being inside, antisocial. Like just
Yeah,
very blessed that he found what he likes to do, and that's riding dirt bikes, riding anything that goes fast, taking it apart, putting it back together. Hell,
that's
he
awesome.
surprised me
That's really
sometimes fixing my own truck, and I didn't even know what was wrong with it. I'm like, okay, shit. All right, kid.
My son's the same way with the computer stuff, man. I will ask him, like, I can't figure out sometimes some stuff on my computer. And I'll be like, hey, Liam, come here. I need you to look at this real quick. And he'll look at it, and then he'll be like on the keyboard and hit a couple things, click something, and it's like it's fixed. I'm like, how did you do that?
I'm
Like,
telling you, it's YouTube, man. It's the you kids. All they do is watch YouTube. They learn some shit. I obviously they learn some shit that's not important or needed, but they definitely learn some shit.
yeah. So describe a typical training routine, both physical and mental, for yourself.
I guess physical. I do whatever I can to get loosened up, get warmed up, get ready to roll around with the guys. I guess you want to say it, but no, just anything I can, even walking to stretching, just constantly stretching when I walk and shit. Just it don't take much for me to get warmed
Yeah.
up. I don't really suffer many injuries, so knock on wood. But I guess mentally, I just put on death metal or music in my ears. Like I'm a huge metalhead.
Yeah. Okay. So, how do you prepare mentally for a big match?
I sounds God, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Oh, so I call myself a bunch of horrendous fucking names. I yell at myself in character
Okay.
and with the death metal and black metal blasting in my ears. I kind of and I also just force all the blood to my face, like get that anger, like look before I go out there. And
Okay.
yeah, that's it's worked for me ever since we started doing live shows. So I'm not gonna break the tradition.
Okay.
What about you
So
though? Let me ask you.
you got
I'm
to
always
do it.
fascinated. Like, what do you do?
What do you mean?
What
What
do
do
you
I
do?
do?
Like, how do you get in the zone?
Um. Well, I created the Lost Son as more of like a lost character, obviously, because it originally started out and was created because of the way that my ex-wife treated me. I took all that pain and all that anger and stuff that she put me through, and turned it into something. You know, just kind of focused it, and that's when that dark character comes out. That's protective, because Lost Son is like I would say an alter ego or a split character from Judas. Judas is more of my free go lucky side, just the person that I see myself as is just get out there and do my thing. Um, and then, but if the lost son ever feels like Judas may be in threat and something may be coming to cause him pain or harm, that's when the lost son comes out and the anger and all the sadness comes out to bring on that destructive force.
So
So,
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get a good idea what your gimmick is. So, are you saying like you are a like dark entity of yourself or dark version of Judas? That's what you are right now, the lost son.
yes, as the lost son,
I'm kind
yes.
of going through the same thing
Yep.
right now with Omen Black. So yeah, usually
Yeah.
I'm always going to be known as the boogeyman of the Midwest. I've earned that name. I'm gonna fucking stand
Yeah.
by it 100%. And
Yep.
I guess right now is Omen Black is the leader of the House of Wolves, and the House of Wolves is kind of like a cultish type thing. Like
Okay.
we're tired of how the system has always led us to fail, while it's giving others the chance to shine, giving all these other opportunities to others that truly don't deserve it. So me
Yeah.
and five other guys are in this family, as we want to call it, family. We follow we
Yep.
follow a we follow a certain entity. I'll just say that. I don't want to spoil anything, but like we follow a certain entity, which is a darker version of me, apparently. And yeah, it's just I'm the most hated I could ever be right now. Like the beautiful thing is I get to go out there and say whatever the fuck I want, and no one bats an eye, and no one expects any different. I I kind of like I love AEW, I love MJF, so I'm kind of
Yeah.
taking that thing like, man, MJF can go out there and say whatever he wants. Why can't I? And I tested it out, and
Yeah.
I looked at this mentally challenged woman, and I told her that she is the ugliest bitch here and who needs to shut the fuck up. And the funny thing about it, her dad looked right at me and was laughing. Didn't say anything. Didn't say a word to me. And I was like, okay.
I mean, I'll be straight honest. If you call me the ugliest motherfucker in the arena, I don't think I'd say anything to you either, man.
Oh,
Like you're a good sized
dude,
guy. Like I'd
I
be
got
like,
death threats. That's how
oh man, that's
I've been
crazy.
told by little kids to go suck their. I'm like, hold on, that's kind of sus. You
How old are you,
I'm
man?
31. I've been wrestling
Okay,
since I
all right.
was
I'm 36. So
27.
okay, yeah, I'm 36 myself. Um, But so I'm gonna, I am actually part of, eventually we get down the road. Now we get to wrestle a different show, maybe. Part of a group with a buddy of mine, and you know him, and you're probably gonna have something to say to
Oh
him,
yeah,
I'm sure.
I know everything
It's
about
called
you. I know.
it's called the Black Kingdom, and that's kind of when the darker gimmicks come out. the darker side of the gimmicks. It's Troy Black, the chosen one, and Judas Black, the lost son, Judas Black. Um, and that's when the kingdom is. That's when the kingdom comes out. So it's always a good time, when we're able to bring that out. And I hope down the road it can build into more, and we can get into some bigger promotions that we can really shine in for sure.
Oh yeah, hey, I know your tag team partner very well. I watched that show when you had with Drake Wolf. It's not even uploaded no more, and you know, for someone who doesn't know me, had a lot to say, and yet for someone who doesn't know me, somehow is my friend on Facebook. That's kind of weird, ain't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Wait, what? So, I mean, if you want to give the fans a refresher, man, what did he have to
so first
say?
off, he wanted to say flat out that IMF, they're just wrestling on a mat in a school gymnasium surrounded by a dog kennel. And also, he says he doesn't wrestle in the yard. He wrestles in rings. He'll settle with a low boy. And he also said, Omen Black, clearly I'm a white male. He thought I was a black male and was disappointed that I wasn't a black male. I won't just say this. If IMF is just wrestling on a mat or surrounded by a dog kennel in a school gymnasium, hell, I'm doing better than you, Troy. I'm selling out that school gymnasium wrestling on a mat surrounded by a dog kennel while you wrestle in front of a couple guys in a yard. Can't be that bad over here.
And
Judas, I
Omen
like you.
Black,
I like you,
I think
Judas. No, I'm got an issue with you.
I think that was I think that was a call out.
Listen, my I got a ring in my garage. My ring is constantly open for anyone who wants to come wrestle around on a mat in the garage surrounded by a non-existing dog kennel.
So anyway, moving on with the questions here tonight.
Is that a good enough refresher for you, Judas?
Yes, that works.
Why? Oh, by the way, while you guys had a blabbering idiot from Wisconsin who was looking at both you and Troy at the same time, not intentionally. This is how he was born.
Dude, I'm just gonna say this. I thought when he put his glasses on for a moment, it might straighten things out. It
It made
didn't
him worse,
help.
didn't it? It made him
It
worse.
magnified it.
He started to look like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys, didn't he?
I'm supposed to be the host here, man. You got me laughing my ass off right now.
Surprised he didn't ask you about his kitties in his shed.
So, digging into the questions here again, what is the most memorable match you've ever been in?
Easy. God, after this, you definitely have to watch it. And, oh, by the way, another thing Troy said, he doesn't like deathmatch wrestling. I'm still doing better than you, bud. But check out Winter Clash hardcore title triple threat between Omen Black, Matthew Forsaken from Ohio, DKW, and Damien Saint. That
Okay.
match
Send
legit
that match
was,
over. Send that over to me. I want to check it out.
oh, for sure. If actually, Ox, you're in the comments, send the link into the comments. So
So,
that match was my first, I guess, venue show.
mhm.
Obviously, a lot of pressure. Also, another pressure. It's for the hardcore title, who's never been. Hasn't been a hardcore champion in IMF. It's also with Matthew Forsaken, which I've had quite a few matches with. Also facing Damien Saint for the first time, a pro facing 2 yarders. Like, goddamn, like there was a lot of pressure, and we killed it. Like we made it was such a disturbing match. We made a girl puke in her own drink at the bar while
Man,
watching.
Jesus.
I don't want to spoil it, but you'll see why.
Okay, absolutely, absolutely. I will definitely check that out. Um, So you say you don't get injured much.
No.
Like it's not a thing for you. But when it comes to injuries, how do you handle them and stay in peak condition?
See, I don't know how I can answer that because obviously my body like is sore, but I never had like injuries where I had to be on the shelf for a while. I never had like a torn muscle or broken bone, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So, but I usually what I do is I just soak in my ice bath after, and it kind of just really just helps out too. And I guess going to work the next day kind of like just helps me like get back to in the zone of like, oh, I'm gonna hurt anyways from working construction all week. I might as well just
Yeah.
go to work and be hurting from wrestling as well.
Okay. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. So, what do you believe sets you apart from other wrestlers?
Man, that's a tough question, because I don't think I'm different from many guys. I'll be honest with you, Juice. I'm really not. I'm. Do I even think I'm the best in my own company? I do not. But I am. I'll say this. I know how to talk the talk. I know how to walk the walk. And obviously, I'm good enough where they wanted me to be world champion
Yeah.
or gave me a shot to be world champion.
Yeah.
So I think what sets me aside is that I can do the job. If you need something done, I'll get it done. If you need me to put asses in seats, I'll put asses in seats. Just give me the tools and I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. How do you manage the pressure of performing in front of a large crowd?
Um, I used to be nervous a lot when we after that first one, but like 2 or 3 shows after that, like it was just like a cakewalk. It was just normal.
Hmm.
That yeah, there's some times when it's like a big anticipated match, I'll get a little bit of butterflies in my stomach. But as soon as I hear my the lights go out, I hear my music, those go out the window right away, and
Yeah.
I'm just in the zone. How do
Okay.
you do it? Like, let me ask you how you do that.
I haven't had the opportunity except for one time. I did a battle royal for Southland Championship Wrestling, and man, I just walked out there, followed the rest of the guys as they're going. I'm just high fiving the fans. They're cheering for me as I'm walking by, and I just got in there and did it, man. I was like, I'm nervous, but I got to do this thing. This is what I've been wanting to do. So I just need to get in there and I need to do this thing, and I did it. Like a buddy of mine that was in the match, Apex, is his wrestling gimmick name. His real name is Matt. He kind of led me through it. Like he just was there to support, and he we had a great time. We fought back and forth for a while. I attempted to try to throw him over, and then he finally threw me out of the match. So I guess just I'm used to talking to people and being around people in my everyday life with the work that I do. So I'm used to being around a lot of people to begin with. So for me, I guess I'm a little nervous, but I know what I'm going out there to do and what I'm set my mind to, and I just do it. So
Right on.
yep, yep. So
Let me ask you this.
oh
So how did you and obviously there's a story to it, but like how did you and Troy Black become a tag team and come up with the name Black Kingdom? I already have a feeling I assume what the Black Kingdom's name's from, but I just want to
Uh,
hear the
uh,
story.
so, so it's kind of funny. So we were originally trying to do this thing with a group called Four Pillars Wrestling. They were trying to start up their own little gimmick, their own little
For
promotion.
PW?
For PW, yes. It didn't go very far, but the second year that they tried to get more into it and get things going, they brought Troy in. Troy knew one of the guys, and I can't remember which one it was, but he knew one of the guys, and they introduced Troy to the group. And it was funny because I went by Judas Black already at that point, and he came in with the name Troy Black. And we started talking a little bit, and at first we didn't really like each other. But it ended in we had a practice with each other in a living room with a bunch of the guys, and one of the guys actually ended up injuring me because he did this weird back kick, but then extended his leg into it and kicked me right in the rib. And then his buddy decided to grab my legs and drop a heel into my ribs, same spot. And I ended up, I mean, I was injured for like 3 months. Like that crap hurt. Like my ribs were screwed up. And Troy said that in that moment, he realized that he was protective of me. I was his friend, and he was very pissed off that these guys had injured me. And he started hitting them hard with moves and stuff. And I mean, I had to pull out of the match because I couldn't wrestle anymore at that point because I was screwed up. And then after all that, and after things kind of fell apart with 4PW, um, we just stayed talking, and then we started talking about creating a tag team together, and we decided, we were trying to come up with a name, and I'm like, why don't we call it the Black Kingdom? I mean, both of our last names are Black, and we should call it the Black Kingdom, and it just kind of stuck with that.
Was one of those guys named Isaiah Rage?
Isaiah started when 4PW originally started. Originally, he was there for like a brief period, and then he just kind of disappeared, and then
Oh, story of his life. By the way, shout out to my boy Il Drago. He was in 4PW and now he's in IMF. Il Drago, what's up, dude?
I will give it to Damien Il Drago. The dude can move. Like he is very good at what he's doing, and I'm congratulations, man. You went from doing this stuff with us, doing the backyard stuff too as well, to now being a part of IMF, which is a company that's growing up in Iowa. That's northern Iowa, right?
Yeah, Eastern Iowa, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, because I think it's like an hour and some change for me when I GPS it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, congratulations, El Drago. I mean, you're putting in the effort and you're making things happen for yourself. You started out just like anybody else, performing in front of a couple people, proving what you can do, and now you've been given this opportunity to prove yourself, and you're making things happen. So yeah,
That's the
congratulations.
I'll say this. I'll bring up a company that you might know about. Ransack Wrestling. Remember that?
Oh God, yeah.
The best thing that came out of Ransack Wrestling that we stole is Il Drago. 100%.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
that dipshit Russell, he showed up one time at IMF and he brought Isaiah Rage and Il Drago at the time. And of course, Russell and Isaiah, they like, oh, that Drago kid, he's green, be easy on him, whatever. I saw more potential in Drago than I saw in those two fucks because, for one, Russell never got in the ring and trained. Everyone else was training. He never stepped foot in the ring or never got even close to the ring to train.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing with Rage. Rage would just get in there for a quick second and then get out and fuck around. That
No, no, you can't do
that
that.
fool, legit. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna call it a shoot. That fool tried telling everyone in IMF that he went to Black and Brave and graduated from Black and Brave, and I had to match them for his debut.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw him hit those ropes, I'm like, oh, this guy's full of shit. 100%.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he and he was
Well,
just he's so sloppy.
he was initially brought into 4PW because he was supposed to be showing us what to do.
He's never been
and,
trained. I got it to
and
where he admitted, already fine. I never went to Black and Brave, y'all. I'm like, no shit, we know.
We know. We figured it out on our own.
We knew that the first day, my guy.
So, um, who do you respect most in the wrestling business and why?
As like people I met or like wrestled
Yeah,
or
yeah. Somebody that you've met that you
I
just have most respect.
obviously I'm gonna say Damien Saint, but really I want to say all the guys in IMF and the guys in Ohio and Michigan, ROW in Michigan, DKW in Ohio. Like there's some guys that are stuck in the yard or still in the yard who deserve to be at the next two levels. Like swear to
Yeah.
God, like there's a guy out in Michigan named CJ Black, and I swear to you that he is probably no joke. I swear to God, he's
No,
probably the
no. I
best.
was laughing at the fact you said CJ Black.
No, yeah, he's he's probably the best technical wrestler ever.
Yeah.
Like he can chain wrestle like a motherfucker. He knows what moves to do, how to reverse it, what moves to get out of, what moves to do. He just knows it all. Like he's a student of the game. Like he'll go out to his garage and he'll just watch Santino Bros wrestling on YouTube and learn how
Yep.
to chain wrestle and chain wrestle and chain wrestle. He's had pros who come to his house to learn how to train or to learn how to chain wrestle. That's
Okay.
insane.
Yeah. It is. That's
And
crazy.
and for some reason he is, besides when he comes to IMF, he is like stuck in the yard. And frankly, I don't agree with it. CJ, you deserve to be in higher places, even higher than me. You're a hell of a guy and a hell of a talent. And the guys in DKW, Dark Crown and Matthew Forsaken, those guys have the heart for wrestling. Like they truly don't care what they do, what they got to do, when they lose, how they lose. They just love to get in the ring and wrestle.
Okay.
And you
Absolutely.
can't. There's no way you could top that. Like there's
Yeah.
some, there's some guys like Isaiah Rage. All he cared about is what's he getting out of it. Like like okay, I'll go in and wrestle. Like, but what am I getting out of it? Am I getting a title shot? Am I earning a title shot? What's it going to do for me? Am I going to get paid for this? Like, obviously, you gotta worry about yourself too. But like, worry about the product though.
Yes, you have to, because the product doesn't succeed unless you're helping it succeed. You can't do it on its own.
Right.
So, um, we also like to get kind of into the wrestler's personality, kind of things that you enjoy doing outside the wrestling business. Um, what would you say are some of your hobbies and interests outside the wrestling world?
Well, I guess comedy. I'm a huge comedy guy, music guy. Um, I'll even quote Heath Ledger's Joker. A couple gas cans and some bullets. I'm a happy man. Like that's truly. I love shooting guns. I love going fast. I love driving shit. I'm a simple man, Judas.
Okay.
It doesn't take much to make me have a good time.
Okay.
Pause. That sounded way more sus than it was supposed to be.
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, but that guy behind you had that look. He gave me that look like I was sus.
Talk about this one right here.
Yeah, both of them.
We're looking at you like, really, bro.
He's like that. He's like that sounded gay. Like, trust me, it sounded gay when I said it. I'm like, ooh.
Doesn't take much to please me. So, um, what's your favorite food?
I'm a huge advocate for tacos. I know that's a kind of like a cliche answer, but I love Mexican food. I love tacos.
You know, the,
I love
the
I
last.
love I love Mexican food. I love Mexican women. Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, no, you're good, man. No, I always wondered when I asked that question on the podcast, because a lot of times I ask pretty much the same questions because every wrestler has different answers, and The last guy I just had on, Jimmy Love. Awesome guy. Amazing interview. I loved it. He's an awesome person all around. I asked him the question and I immediately regretted
What do
it.
you say,
This
pussy?
man,
He said pussy, didn't he?
no, no. He said, I like sushi. I like tongue, cow tongue, and stuff. And I'm like, uh, nope. I'm not a sushi guy. And he also said that he likes fish eggs.
Oh, like caviar
New.
and shit?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. He said it's considered a part of sushi, but
Oh,
like
so
when he
you
was a
oh,
kid,
so you some fancy motherfucker, huh, Jimmy Love?
he said when he was a kid, he he and his dad would go down and go fishing. They'd flay the fish and then they'd cut them open and they'd take the eggs out and then they would eat them.
The Jimmy Love, what kind of fucking childhood do you have? That sounds horrible.
Dude, it was great. Everybody has their answer when it comes to what they enjoy eating, and his explanation was awesome. Like he said, and I quote, "I like to if I'm going to go out and eat someplace other than eating at home, I like to experience eating things that I wouldn't be able to just open my fridge or open my stove up and be able to just make it right there on the spot." He said, I enjoy eating things that are different. He enjoys what do they call it, international type foods. He likes Vietnamese food. He ate a soup that was called um, blood soup. Um, it had
That's
intestines.
Ox McCoy's favorite food, blood soup.
Yeah, it had intestines in it and stuff like that. I'm
Ugh.
like, nope. I almost vomited on the podcast. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, man, you're sitting here
I'm
eating all
surprised.
this raw
I'm
stuff.
surprised you haven't had anyone give you like the whole manly answer, like, "Oh, what's your favorite food?" "Oh, pussy." Like, I thought about it. I'm like,
Nobody's done that.
I'll keep it classy.
No, nobody's done that so far. They've been all been pretty professional about it.
Well, here,
So,
run the question back. I'll have a different answer for
what's your
you.
favorite food?
Pussy. All right, there you go. First one to do it.
All right, all right. So, what do you find most fun and challenging about wrestling?
Uh, I guess the most challenging thing is, and it's kind of, I think it's easy as well. Just making sure that fan comes back and bringing new fans to the product.
Yeah.
That's what I think is the most challenging part. Also,
Okay.
it's way hard. It's harder to get them to love you than it is for them to hate you. And
Yeah.
luckily, I've had the pleasure of having both. And to me, I don't think it's an issue, but I could definitely see how it could be an issue. Like I've seen a couple guys who they want to be over so bad, they want to get over so bad, and they just struggle to get that like redemption from them.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's a very true answer for sure. So, what do you see as the biggest challenges facing wrestling today?
Um, everyone is, I guess, everywhere else that I can think of is they're like worried about what what happens for them, like how does this benefit them,
Yep.
and I'll say this: a lot of the guys in IMF, actually, majority or probably even all of them, we all care about not ourselves, but what's going to happen to the product. Let's say this happens in a match tonight. How's that going to benefit IMF in the next show or the show after that or in the future?
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. So, what is your thoughts on the evolving landscape of wrestling?
I think it's at a very healthy place now. I think of all aspects of wrestling, the backyard, the underground, the indie, the pro. female wrestling is at an all-time high right now. I love it. Um, I think right now wrestling is at its golden era. You can watch any aspect of wrestling. You can watch a deathmatch wrestling in the backyard. Or you can watch a uh, women's match in the indies, or you can watch a intergender match in the underground, and you're going to be entertained because everyone that's in it right now, most everyone besides Drake Wolf or some people from Wisconsin, um, they go out there to entertain. They want
Yep.
to, like I said, they want to get that escape for the viewer, the fan, and I think that's right now. That's why wrestling is so at its the best point it's ever been in a long time.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, as we wind down here on the questions here, the last question I'd like to ask is, what's a memorable moment from your wrestling journey that really stands out to you?
Hmm. God, I feel like I keep bringing him up, but like I've had a lot of memorable matches with Damien. I think it's hands down working with him in a steel cage,
Yep.
working with a guy like Felix Jones. If you haven't heard of Felix Jones, you will. Like he's that good,
Okay.
and just meeting all the generally good people that I've met through wrestling. Like I'm usually a social guy, but like I feel like I've made a lot more friends doing wrestling and being a wrestler.
Yeah.
Like like the IMF shows, like it's just a big family. We literally just sit around, joke with each other, or roast each other the whole show. Like there's a guy named Jason Storm, and I'm not gonna say I'm the best guy in shape, and neither is Storm, but we rip on each other for being fat, and it's comical at some point. We'll get the whole locker room crackling, howling, laughing.
Yeah.
Like today, I just said he looked like the caterpillar from Bug's Life, and I sent him a picture of it, and just everyone was rolling.
So, as we wind down here, we like to give you a couple more
What
minutes. If
about
you
you?
got some shows,
Let me ask you that. I want to
yeah.
ask you some questions now, Bucko.
Okay.
What's your most memorable moment in your wrestling career?
I mean, I haven't been able to make a major moment yet.
You don't have
uh,
one right now, though.
I would guess I would say being out in the ring the very first time at Southland Championship Wrestling, being able to get in the ring with one of my best friends in Apex, and being able to throw down that little match in the corner and going back and forth with each other. Had a couple other guys try to get involved, and they kind of fell apart and started going after each other, and just being able to have that first time experience stepping inside the squared circle. Also, I can say that the training sessions that I've done with Chicago style wrestling and Southland Championship have been nothing short of amazing. The guys that I've met in those promotions and the guys that I've trained with have had a lot of knowledge to share, and they're also just regular guys like we all are, out there just enjoying themselves, having a good time. And I've had a few of them on the podcast, and it's just a great circle. I feel like a lot of times, for the most part, with the promotions that I've seen, Midwest Championship, Southland, Chicago style, that the people are good. They don't they don't rag on people too much. They're there to try to help the next guy keep on moving forward. And for that, I
That's
say
hard to
thank you.
find. That's hard to find,
It is.
especially in
But
I guess when I imagine these are indie companies, right? Not underground or backyard. These are indie companies.
yeah, they're indie companies. Yeah,
That's very hard to find, especially in an independent company.
yeah,
So I'm
and
happy for you. I'm happy that you found all that.
and I'll give a huge shout out also to
You don't mind
a
if I
buddy of
smoke, do you?
mine.
I'm gonna pull Silver Wolf. He was smoking like a
You're good.
chimney on your show. So I'm
You're
kind of
good,
doing
man.
some fucking poke at him.
You're good. No, so I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine. He's I met him at Honor Among Wrestling, which is actually an indie promotion here in the Quad Cities.
They come here too.
Yep, yep. And I want to give a shout out to Austin Michael Baldridge. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah.
AMB.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome dude. Um, we got invited, and this was before Jimmy Smooth passed away, who was the original owner of Midwest Championship. And Jimmy said, I want to give these guys an opportunity. I want them to come up here and I want them to run a podcast at my show. And we did it, and they absolutely loved it. And rest in peace up there in heaven here, man. I know you're watching down on all of us, Jimmy. But the huge shout out going to Austin because between him and Oscar Miguel Rodriguez, they have continued to give us those opportunities to continue to come to the shows. And our fan base has built and grew because of those opportunities. So I say thank you, Austin, for those opportunities because it has allowed me to excel and my buddy to excel the podcast and make it what it is today. So yeah.
I'll send a shout out to Honor Among Wrestling. Also, shout out to Central Empire Wrestling, Austin Bayless. Shout
Yeah.
out to you. But Honor Among Wrestling is where I met Damian Sane. They were here in Hiawatha, Iowa, and at the
Okay.
time, Conan Lycan was the
Like
champion.
in yeah.
Shout out to Conan. God, what a hell of a fucking talent.
Dude, he's a beast. He's an absolute beast in that ring.
But
Crazy.
I was still in the yard at the time, about to make the transition to the venues, and I talked to Damien, and he was down to come wrestle me. He wanted to come wrestle me. He like me. So when am I going to come wrestling? I'm like, I had a fucking fanboy moment. I'm like, oh, you want to wrestle me?
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful for that moment for at Honor Among Wrestling show.
Yeah.
And shout out to Maggie Lee. Look at her. She's an Iowa girl now in TNA. Like, shout out to you.
Maggie Lee, Heather Reckless,
Yeah.
Conan Lycan.
Conan.
We can go on, all night. Some of the big names in Honor Among Wrestling. And, I hope to one day, when I get to where they want me to be, I hope to be able to wrestle for Honor Among Wrestling because it's right here in my hometown. And it would be an
Here in
absolute
IMF,
honor.
we had talks about having Conan come here, and he was worn down. He was down to come, but plans fell through. Obviously, his schedule. He's he's a pretty busy guy, and
Yeah.
so I don't hold anything against him. I'm like, man, but God, couldn't imagine the fucking magnitude of Omen Black versus Conan. Because I was the one like, man, I'll face Conan. I have no problem. I'll get squashed. I don't give a fuck. Just let me get in the ring with Conan.
Yeah, man. Conan Lycan, he's like another breed. Like that man does stuff that a man his size and stature shouldn't be able to do.
He has to be at least close to 300 pounds, and he's fucking doing 450s and moonsaults, all
Yep.
sorts of shit. I'm like, this guy he's built different. Like he's not.
Yes. And that finisher of his, man, it is nasty.
What's your finisher? Actually, I love hearing this. I love asking like new people, like, what's your finisher? Like,
I like the spear. I'm just still kind of working on it. I try different things when I practice with my buddy. I have a get him up on the shoulder. It's similar to the big ending that Big E does. I like to do that. I also like to do like kind of a flatliner type move.
okay.
I pick him up around the leg area and then drop him back like that. I've done the ripcord spear, but my buddy called me out on that one. But he's like, "Man, how are you gonna go and steal a whole ass friend's move?" So, I mean, I've tried a few different things. I also have a off the shoulder, and I can't do it to everybody. I can guarantee you I can't. But I get them up on my shoulders, and then I push him off like this, and then drop him like a DDT style fashion, and
Okay.
drop back from him. Yeah. So
So
it's similar to an F5, but I don't completely release him like Brock Lesnar does.
right.
So
So I I do the black hole slam from Abyss,
okay.
and my main go to right now is I kind of put two of his finisher moves. Bray Wyatt, rest in peace.
Yes.
So his was the Sister Abigail, obviously, and when he was
Yes.
the Fiend, he did the Mandible Claw. So I kind of
Yep.
like I put them both together. Like I put them in the Mandible Claw into the Sister Abigail, or I hit the Sister Abigail and then go right into the Mandible Claw.
Okay.
So
That's
that's.
awesome.
I mean, I should have answered that question earlier from who's a favorite wrestler of mine, because obviously New Jack is one of my favorites, hardcore legend, and Bray Wyatt. Like he was he's gone too soon. Like he was truly a genius in the business, and
Yes.
it's a shame that we'll never get someone like that again, because he was just so different, it's so original, but yet he wanted to somehow he was traditional too. Like it's weird because he was out of the box type of guy, but like he was also playing like traditions from old school back in the day wrestling.
Yes. Absolutely. So, this has been a great episode. I do have to kind of wrap things because I had to work in the morning. So,
So do I,
but
man. It's totally fine.
absolutely, I've had a great time on the podcast tonight. Do you have anything you'd like to let your fans know, shows coming up and whatnot?
Yeah, so June 13th and 14th. June 13th, IMF will be at the Chosen Few Clubhouse for a charity show. All the proceeds go to veterans, and it's called IMF Fight Night with the Few. And I can't
Okay.
wait for that one. And then also the 14th, we're back in Palo for Rumble in the Wreck, where
Okay.
I'm going to defend my IMF World Heavyweight Championship against, you guessed it, Damian Saint, who I guess apparently earned a shot at the champ, but I'm just gonna beat him again like I've done many times before.
I mean,
But
you're heard right here. So why don't you go
also,
ahead and
I'm sending a shout out or a call out to, I guess, you and Troy Black. If you guys ever want to come down to Palo, Iowa, and like I said, my ring's always open in my garage.
uh-huh.
I want to see what that stuff that Troy was saying on the podcast before. You see if I could change his mind a little bit.
So you said your faction's called what now? House of the
We're the House of Wolves. It's a song title that I took from a band called Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh,
It's
I
a
love
great
Bring Me the Horizon. Oh yeah.
it's a great track, but I was just listening to one day, like, what's a good faction name? And then House of Wolves came. I'm like, oh, that's it. That's got to be it.
Maybe one day there's a crossing between the House of Wolves and the Kingdom.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. No offense, Judas. I like you. Y'all ain't ready for the House of Wolves. I'm gonna be honest.
So
We're a different breed. We got, not only do you have the boogeyman of the Midwest, the IMF World Champion Omen Black, but you have the IMF Hardcore Champion, the Behemoth in Blood Ox McCoy, the real deal
oh man.
Anthony Steele, the Midwest Express, probably the hands down the greatest tag team in the underground, and then you have the pinnacle of underground wrestling, the prince of professional wrestling, Felix Jones. Like
Okay.
we we're kind of just on the top of the hill. We're on top of the mountain, just like Jeff Jarrett would like to say. And while we just look down at everyone else and laugh.
Okay. Sounds like it'd be a good time though. Absolutely. Um so I will definitely be hitting you up on that offer to come down and get some training in the ring with you. I'm always looking to train, always looking to try to better myself, see what I'm doing wrong, and see what I can do to make it right. So
Yeah.
why don't you go ahead and shout out to your fans and tell them goodbye here tonight, and then we'll go ahead and close things down.
I want to send a shout out to all the IMF fans and all the Omen Black fans who are watching tonight or who will be watching in the future. I want to send a shout out to IMF, DKW, RWW, all the guys that I've wrestled with or had the experience or the pleasure of sharing a locker room with. Shout out to Judas Black for letting yours truly, the Boogeyman of the Midwest, come on your platform and
Yeah.
just say whatever I wanted to say. And
So, are
shout
you
out,
originally? I do have to say, are you originally an Iowa boy?
I am
Where are you originally from?
Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
I am originally from Muscatine. So, yep. So
Just
you heard it from Omen Black here, guys. This has been an awesome episode of Talks with Judas. Your host Judas Black here, but it is fortunately that time of the show. We have to wrap it up for the night, and we will be live tomorrow night with the one, the only Josh Vallon from Pure Pro Wrestling out of Virginia. It is a 4-part series that I came up with. We had Scarlet Skies, Gorgeous Gary New. Tonight we had Jimmy Love, and tomorrow we have Josh Vallon. Now, Josh Vallon, Scarlet Skies, and Gorgeous Gary New are actually a faction. She's a valet. Josh is the wrestler, and Gary is the manager. So we had to have this 4-part series. We had to have the owner, and we had to have the faction. But don't let that inhibit you guys. Anybody that knows any wrestlers that want to come on the show, whether it's from Pure Pro Wrestling, MCW, IMF. We're always down to bring people on the podcast, give them the spotlight, and have the chance to talk with us and just chat it up. Because, like I say, everybody's got their own experience in the wrestling business. So, but again, guys, like I said, this is Talks with Judas Black. Y'all stay classy. Let's have a great night. Thank you.